Hi, thanks for taking a minute to listen in to what I've got to share with you today. Today, I'm actually answering a question that has come up a lot from our students, our seniors, I should specify, in the past week or so. And that is essentially, how do I tell colleges no thank you, that I am not planning to enroll and instead that I'm going to opt to go somewhere else where I've been admitted? And I understand why they ask this question. They feel like they just need to kind of tie up the loose ends, and if they've already decided for sure they're going to another place, then it is, sort of in their mind, it's the right thing to do. And I'm not saying it's not the right thing to do, but I want to, at the outset, say it's not something that I want our students to be stressed about, or students in general to be stressed out about. Colleges are used to waiting until May the 1st to find out who is actually paying a deposit and making their final count in terms of their class. Not that they aren't counting all the way along. Having worked in an admissions office where watch that happen on a daily basis at this time of year in terms of, we got 5 more deposits, we got 2 more deposits, those kinds of things. But for students, I just want to try to alleviate some of the anxiety about it in terms of worrying that if they don't let a college know that they're not coming, that they're somehow doing something wrong or missing a step in the process. Again, colleges are aware that some students are not going to alert them. Some of them don't quite make it easy, honestly, for students to do so. If it is something, I tell students this all the time, if you find it in your portal, meaning after you've applied, where you're going back and forth to get additional information about your application, your status, all of those things, if it's easy to click, I am not attending, then do so if you're sure. You can also send an email, students can, to somebody in the admissions office. But what I have found over the years, when they do that, honestly, the news doesn't quite translate to the right place, and they still are on the list, so to speak, until after May 1st when a deposit hasn't arrived, and then they don't have a spot. So maybe this is a good time to interject clarity real quickly also about May 1st. So May 1st is what we call the National Decision Day. So by May 1st, students should have selected a school they plan to attend and paid a deposit. And they should only do this to one particular school, because that's one school is the only school that your high school then is going to actually send your final transcript to. So it doesn't help you to send a deposit to 5 different places because you just want to keep trying to decide, and then your high school is going to say, what is your final destination? And that's going to be one place. So it's not going to be long until you have to commit to one place anyway. All in all, just double depositing or multiple deposits are not ethical in this process. You're supposed to be making a decision and then going on from there. Does it happen? I'm sure it does. It probably happens with some of my students who don't discuss it with me. But ideally, you are picking one particular place and paying the enrollment deposit, and that is where the student is ultimately going to attend. So again, but then back to, how do you tell somebody no? Like I said, if it's an easy thing to do, you can find it in the portal often. When I say that it's easy, clicking a link to say yes or no and finalizing the details there. The one other thing I want to address that I hear a lot of our students saying is, I want to tell them no because I don't want to hold that spot from somebody else. And I want to bust that myth really quickly and say, first of all, I love the empathy and I love the thinking about others in this process when I hear them talk like that. But students aren't really holding a spot from somebody else. Colleges, as a rule of thumb, over-enroll their freshman classes by offering more people admission than they actually have spots for. They are fully expecting a percentage of that class not to show up on their campus and not to pay a deposit on May 1st. So they know that not everybody is coming. So the spots are out there, that you're not really, like, just taking your name out of the pool doesn't mean they're going, oh, well, let me quickly call somebody else and give them a spot. The time that could make a difference is when we're talking about being waitlisted. So when you are waitlisted, when that is the decision a college gives you, they're putting you in this waitlist pool, as opposed to, don't think of it as a structured list. It's a pool of people. But once you decide that you want to hold your spot on the wait list, then yes, you're holding a spot. That is your spot. You committed to it. You want to stay on the wait list to find out if you might ultimately get offered admission. If during that time, after you said yes to the wait list, but then you've decided, I don't want to stay on the wait list, then it is a good thing to let the college know. Thank you, but no thank you. I'm moving on in terms of that. So that is a time when movement could happen because the student is saying, I'm no longer going to hold this spot. But in the general admission timeline prior to May 1st, it's not really making a big difference. So I don't want students to be stressing about that kind of information or that kind of that thought process and that decision that they're trying to make when it comes to that. So parents, guardians, loved ones, trusted adults who are helping guide them, hopefully this is another area where you can help alleviate some of the stress by using this information to share with them that they don't have to break their necks trying to figure out a way to tell a college no. Just don't pay them the deposit. That's the best way to tell them no. As always, if we can help you in any kind of way, please reach out and we would love to talk. Take care.